Most people prefer to park their cars in their garage. Not this Eagan resident.
Hi, my name is Pat. I'm building an airplane in my garage. Come on in and take a look.
You heard right. Pat Hoyt is building an airplane in his garage.
It's called the Zenith Zodiac 601. I've been working on it for about 3.5 years now. I also built the engine. The engine came out of a 1967 Corvair. It's a 6-cylinder direct drive air-cooled engine.
Pat's love of airplanes goes back 40 years to an unforgettable encounter he had as an 8-year-old.
I remember an old pilot about 40 years ago gave me a ride in his airplane. I think it must have been maybe my 8th birthday. I was just a little kid. And I've always wanted to thank this old pilot, from so long ago. I don't know whatever happened to him, but he was kind enough to give a little kid a ride in his airplane. And I got a picture of that. And that was always kind of special.
Now a licensed pilot, Pat is 3.5 years into a labor of love.
It's really taken shape fast. I'm getting down to a lot of the stuff that is quite time consuming. The wiring. I have to figure out. I've never wired an airplane before, so there's a lot of learning. I've never rebuilt an engine before. Here's an engine that I built. All this stuff that I'm really learning as I go.
One thing Pat has learned in the experimental aviation field is it doesn't hurt to have a backup system in place.
That is a redundant ignition system where you are running either an A system or a B system. If you happen to have trouble with one, you flip over, switch to the other with one switch. I have redundant fuel pumps, fuel pump A and fuel pump B. They're controlled by a single switch in the cockpit. System A, System B. Straightforward. It's simple. I wanted something to be dirt simple, something that was so simple that if I ever need to do it, I don't have to think about it.
Having flown 6 different aircraft of this same model, Pat had a good idea of how he wanted to customize his plane.
I've always taken notes as to what I liked and what I didn't like. So, what you see here is the culmination of that.
Right down to the instrument panel.
All these are positioned so it's very comfortable for my hand. I custom did these to fit me.
There's an amazing amount of detail work that goes into building your own airplane. Numerous details.
I literally have thousands and thousands and thousands of holes in this airplane where rivets go. Well, before I can rivet it, I use these clecos to hold it together. Okay, these are clecos. They're sheet metal clamps. If I want to join these two together, I have holes drilled in them. I put them together and I insert the cleco into the hole, release it, it contracts and draws the two pieces of sheet metal together.
Pat expects the plane to be completed and ready for flight about this time next year. He envisions his plane's maiden flight to have much in common with his first solo flight many years ago.
That first time you're all by yourself, it's just you. You hit that throttle and you're really just hyper aware. You're not afraid, everything is in slow motion and you are so aware of everything that's going on. I envision a similar feeling when I take this up for the first time. I'm very excited about reaching that point. That's going to be a real milestone.
With undeniable pride of building an aircraft with his own 2 hands, Pat Hoyt can't help but look back with gratitude on that day 40 years ago.
I would like to think that old pilot knows, what he helped foster when he gave that little kid a ride.